Hi everybody, welcome to the online conversation series called Keeping Up With. Today I'm really excited because I'm interviewing KESHIA East. She is a makeup artist and she is just doing amazing things. KESHIA has been on my to-do list for a very long time, so I'm so happy that today is the day I'm going to be interviewing her. This is my first interview for August, so we're going to start with a great one. Hey!
Hi, how are you?
I'm good. I'm going to just turn you up. How are you?
I'm good, thanks. I just finished my dinner, so that was good. I had some fish and some salad, which is really
Lovely.
nice. How's
Nice
your
and
day been?
light. It's been really, really good. I've actually come back from Harvester, so I'm
Oh, wow.
eaten and I'm ready to do a great interview.
I miss Harvester. I haven't had a
Excellent.
Harvester in, honestly, probably about 7 years or something.
Oh, wow. It's actually changed. There's only letting 8 people in, so it's very quiet. The salad area's changed, so you don't get as much salad as you used
Oh, no, no, no. See,
to.
that's just the only reason why I went to Harvester was for the
Yeah,
salad.
exactly. But yeah, other than that, it's all right. I think it's got a bit downhill a bit, but you know, something to do. So yeah.
But you enjoyed your dinner. That's the most
Yes,
important
I
thing.
did. I did. But you're looking lovely. You're looking
Thanks.
amazing. Thank you so much for today, Kesha, because you've been on my. I was telling before you've been on my to-do list for a long time now. So I'm really happy that we finally got a
I
day.
know that we finally made it happen because I think that you
Yes,
emailed me probably.
this was last year
I
sometime.
think it was last
Yeah,
year, maybe in the autumn. And we'll get onto it anyway about my
yeah.
revelations in lockdown. But
Okay.
I just had no time to do anything. I was just like filling my day up with crap, and I just had
Mm-hmm.
no time to do anything. But I'm really glad that we finally been able to do this because yeah, I'm looking
Yes.
forward to it.
Yes, definitely. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to switch off the comments just to ensure that it's a safe space so I don't get no naughty comments. Oh, I've got my water as well, actually. Oh,
This is what I'm working with because
definitely
it's
needed.
so hot in here. If I start sweating throughout this thing, I'm so sorry. I
Just
apologize
start
in
fanning, just
advance.
start fanning. So, Kesha, you're so creative. I want to first start off with saying you're so creative. I've been watching and following your Instagram for a very long time now. And I love everything that you do. Not just, I know you specialize in your makeup and you do your makeup. But I do love when you talk about your natural products. When you're on that stove and you're whipping up some natural product, I'm like, yes, what is Kesha doing now? What is she going to teach us?
Yes, yes.
And yeah, I just really like that diversity of what you do. You know, you have your makeup, but then you also have your natural products that you can help for your skin, for your hair. So thank you for those beauty hacks. They've been very, very helpful.
Thanks for watching them.
They've been really, really good. Um, so how have you been during lockdown?
Well, lockdown is done technically now, isn't it?
True.
So we're talking kind of past tense, but
Yeah.
lockdown was weird, wasn't
Hmm.
it? I mean, I just
Yeah.
feel like everyone was just completely confronted with this whole new life that they'd never lived before,
Yeah.
and we just had to figure stuff out, to be honest. So
Yeah.
like my lockdown was in like a few different parts.
Okay.
So it first started and I was literally just like shut in the house, like blinds down,
Oh,
watching
wow.
Netflix.
Hmm.
Like I got subscriptions to everything, Disney Channel, Stars, things that I didn't even know you could get a subscription to.
Yeah.
Series that I had never watched before, I'd watched them all. I've basically watched everything on like Amazon, Netflix, Apple TV. So basically the first few weeks of my lockdown were just
Hmm.
a waste of time. I was
Yeah.
just not even relaxing, I would say past relaxing, just literally just like lazing around, whatever. And then I just kind of felt like, no, I'm going to use this time and I want it to be productive. And I
Yeah.
feel like productivity is obviously different for everyone
Hmm.
because my productivity was, what I'll go on to explain, but for someone else, relaxing might be a productive thing to
Yeah.
do. So
Hmm.
I just thought what I was doing wasn't exactly helping me. It wasn't helping my mood. So I
Hmm.
was like, let me just do something that's actually going to make me feel good. And I
Yeah.
had a long to-do list before
Oh,
the
wow.
lockdown. So many things I wanted to do, so many things I wanted to try. And I was like, all right, let me just start ticking these things off of the list. And that's
Okay.
basically what I did during the lockdown.
So what were some of the things that were on that list for you to tick?
Well, wow, where do I begin? Okay, so exercising. So for me, I had a gym membership. I've had, you know, class pass. I've had it all. And I've just never really committed myself to exercising and like going for it. And then I just started doing Insanity every single day. I think Insanity is like 6 days a week. So I was doing that. I started French lessons because I'd done French in school, but then there was some improving to be done. So I started doing French lessons. I started doing drama classes. I started learning sign language at one point. Like, I literally I went from here to literally here.
Yeah.
It was crazy. And so some things got left behind, obviously. There was the lockdown madness that I was like, I'm just going to do everything. Some things left behind, some things I'm still doing. But yeah, I'm just loving like learning about time management now. And I just feel like before lockdown, life was so busy and so hectic. And now I'm learning like how to prioritize things, really, to be honest.
Definitely. And I feel that, as you mentioned before, when you kind of had your to-do list and you wanted to tick off all what you needed to do, I kind of feel like everyone went through that phase of, okay, right, I'm going to have a to-do list and I'm going to tick off all these things that I've been wanting to do and just get creative. Even myself, I had a to-do list and I was like, yeah, tick, 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 tick.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
When you created that to-do list, did you notice any effects or any improvements on your mental well-being or your mood?
That's really interesting. I don't think when I made it, I noticed a difference. But I think when I started ticking things off, I noticed a big difference. Because I think that what can happen is sometimes you're like, right, I need to do this. I want to do this. And then you don't end up doing whatever that is. And then it just gets parked in the back of your head. And then that cycle continues. And then before you know it, you've just got all these things on your mind that you want to kind of get done, and everything just seems really hectic. So I just feel like unloading that is really like it is good for the mental health. And I think that it definitely made me feel a lot better, especially about the time, because for me, I've always loved like traveling and things like that. So the fact that I was literally stuck in the UK, not even just in the UK, stuck in my house, it was like so stressful for me. And so being able to like feel like I wasn't wasting my time by ticking these things off my list and doing things that I would never do unless I was literally forced to stay in my house, it was really good for me.
And that's really, really good to hear, that you found ways to kind of encourage yourself and motivate yourself to still be able to do the things that you wanted to do despite what was happening in relation to COVID and, you know, the news, and every kind of week is something new and everyone's kind of not knowing how they feel and everyone's emotions is up and down. When starting your to-do list, were you procrastinating, or did you feel motivated and ready to say, you know what, no, I'm going to do this things on my list and kind of keep proactive?
Yeah, I feel like unlike usual, when I made the list, I just started hitting it straight away.
Oh wow. Tick, tick. Oh, that's good.
Yeah, because the thing is, before lockdown, I would make so many lists and I would throw them away before things were even ticked off, because there was just so many new things that needed to be done. I've got notes in my phone, so many to do. And then you kind of get like 80% of the way and then you're just like, oh, that can wait. And then sometimes you just don't do things and you wait for so long that it just doesn't even become something that you're even willing to do anymore. So yeah, I guess there was just so much time to do more. I think that was the thing. And also it was just making me feel better. The more things that I was doing, the better I was feeling about the lockdown generally. So yeah, I started attacking that list straight away.
He was like, go for it. But no, that's really, really good to hear. And so in relation to your work, so working within the makeup industry, were there any impacts within that industry? And if so, what were they?
Yeah, so, I mean, on the blogging scene, there were really no interruptions. I mean, everyone was still going for it. Brands were still wanting to work and collaborate. So
that's really good.
That was great. But in terms of actual physical makeup, there was nothing. Like, I've been on my first shoot probably 2-3 weeks ago, I think. So from March to July, basically, there was no like human interaction. And I just find that really strange, because I love doing physical makeup jobs. Like, that's something that I just have never wanted to let go, because for me it's that one-on-one interaction, it's getting to meet new people on a shoot or a set, and it's like going to exciting places, and without that I would literally be stuck at home, you know, not meeting new people and not doing anything else. So it is really, I think, important for me to speak to people and be able to communicate, and that's like a big part of like my, I guess, how I look after myself, is going out with friends and doing stuff. So not being able to do that was really difficult, to be honest.
Definitely. And in relation to you saying it's been quite really difficult, in what ways were you finding it difficult not being able to kind of, what things did you miss?
Wow, I mean, there was so many. Where do I start? Things that I didn't even think that I missed.
Yes.
Like going to the pub, for example. I don't even go to the pub that much. But something like that, I was just like, oh, I just wish I could go to a pub garden with my friends right now. Traveling, I think, is probably the biggest thing. So there were a lot of little things that I missed, but traveling, getting to go away, getting to be away, I think it's really difficult, because a lot of people travel when, you know, things go wrong in your life, I guess, when you're feeling really stressed and stuff. And I guess because of this lockdown and coronavirus and the fact that the year just hasn't even begun, basically, like it's just starting to begin now and it's August, I think a lot of people were just stressed, and without being able to go away on top of that, it was just crazy.
Added stress, yeah, definitely. How has your mental health been during lockdown, you know, with all the things that you weren't able to do, but then the things that you were able to do? Have you noticed any changes on your mental well-being? Were your moods fluctuating, or how were you feeling?
Well, I definitely think at the start, like, I was so stressed out. I think a combination of so many things, you know, not being able to work like physically, those physical jobs, not being able to see certain people, family and friends, and then I guess not knowing what to do with yourself. So I was filling up my time, like I said, watching TV, just like literally not even, I wasn't even cooking more, I was just ordering more takeaways, and all of that stuff can just make you feel bad if you don't have a balance. So I would say that was pretty stressful. I would say the start was quite stressful, but once I started adapting, which was very difficult, but once I started to adapt, I actually started to feel a lot better. And it actually got to the point where me and my fiance were just like, we don't even want the lockdown to end now, because we've like found this little safe haven, and we're like, oh, now we have to go back out there into the real world. But yeah, Zoom has been like the best thing ever. It's been the savior of 2020, hasn't it?
Yes, like, it has. They should win an award. They should actually win an award.
Did it?
No, I said they should.
Oh, I was like, well, I'm not surprised. I don't know why I sounded so shocked. Yes, they should win an award.
They should.
And I don't know how Skype just got like pushed to the side.
Oh my god, I totally forgot about Skype as well. But yeah, Zoom has been a really amazing in the sense of kind of gathering people and keeping that communication on a more professional level.
Exactly.
So I was going to ask you one thing. How was it being on lockdown or social distancing with your fiance? How was that?
It was fine, to be honest.
Okay,
I mean, my uncle kept sending me like loads of funny memes at the start. Of like people saying that they're going to divorce their wives and like people leaving, so many breakups. But I mean, for us, both of us are self-employed. Both of us have days together, like long days together anyway. So it wasn't very strange, to be honest. I mean, I guess the first like few weeks it was a bit like, oh, you're still here kind of thing, because normally we'd have like maybe 2 days in the week where we'll be at home together all day. And then he'll be working or I'll be working, or you know, whatever. So it was I guess strange at first, but no, it was really nice, actually. Really nice to like just spend time with each other and, you know, not have the hustle and bustle of life, you know, all around you. And we had to find very creative ways of like entertaining ourselves, like having date nights and things like that. So yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good that you guys still kind of maintain that healthy relationship and kind of found creative ways of kind of doing things together while it's whatever's going on in the outside world. That's really nice and very positive to hear, because you know, on the news, we wasn't hearing that.
No.
So it's very refreshing to hear that there were couples out there who were maintaining that healthy relationship and doing great things. In relation to your self-care techniques, were you doing anything to help take care of your self-care during these times?
I mean, I think keeping myself busy was probably one way that I was looking after myself. Just because, again, I'm such a busy person. Like, I love having things to do, and if there's nothing to do for a long period of time, then I'm just kind of like, you know, sitting there twiddling my thumbs, like, what can I do? So yeah, for me, switching off is just getting lost in something, like if it's a project or if it's a DIY or, you know, something that I'm doing to just take my mind off of everything else. That's like my way of zoning out. So yeah, I mean, just loads of that, loads of DIY stuff, loads of I guess cooking. In the end, I was cooking loads, I was baking loads, just trying new things, really, just keeping it fresh, I think was really nice, to be honest. And exercise, to be honest, exercise has been probably the most beneficial thing that I've done for my mental health in this period of time. It's just crazy, like, how much exercise can do. It's like a medicine or something. Wow.
Exercise is the secret pill, and I feel that there's been a lot of personal trainers. Literally every morning when I come on Instagram, every personal trainer that I'm following is live. So that's really encouraging as well, to kind of see those PTs live and kind of doing sessions and getting people active and getting people engaged. That's really good to see, and kind of engage in that. Have you learned anything about yourself throughout all of this?
Have I learned anything about myself? Probably that I take on way too many tasks in the real world. I do so much that I literally do not need to do. So when all of that was like taken away from me, all the schedule was just stripped back. There was like nothing on the schedule. You're free Monday to Sunday. Like, there's nothing in the diary. You just kind of think, how was I so busy? Like, what was I doing? What was I spending all my time doing? So I think that it really helped me to reevaluate my priorities a lot more, which I have. And I feel like, you know, I haven't spent much time with my friends during lockdown, but with my family, I was communicating on a constant level. So I guess it took like my family relationships to a new level as well, which has been really good. What else have I learned about myself? I can watch a lot of Netflix. I can watch a lot of TV. Like, wow. You know, some people like get a headache after a few hours and they're just like, no, I need to turn it off. Like, I will fully
on the go.
I can watch Netflix for a very long time.
But I even saw your outdoor cinema. How was that? The outdoor cinema that you did. How was that?
Was so fun.
That must have been amazing.
It was so good to watch something outside. Any activity now that's like being outside, I think is like essential at this point. It's just like necessary, like outdoor cinemas, just anything outdoorsy, I think is amazing. But yeah, and I guess I am a homebody. Like, I wouldn't have necessarily said that. If someone said to me, do you prefer going out to like staying at home? I probably would have said going out, but I've actually enjoyed having time to myself. And yeah, I've loved it. I have loved the lockdown, to be honest.
And I think it's good. I feel like sometimes, you know, as you said, you're always busy and, you know, you like going out, you like being engaging with other people as part of what you do. I do also think that sometimes we need that time to ourselves to just kind of relax and just kind of find ourselves and really understand, you know, what is it that I'm doing in my life? Are there things that I need to maybe stop? Are there things that I could maybe continue with? How are my relationships with my friends, my family, anyone close to me? So I kind of felt like a lot of people who I've interviewed have had the time to kind of reflect and debrief about themselves and their life and make positive changes for their future. Are there any changes that you would make within your career or your life from this experience?
Yeah, I mean, I guess it just helped me to be a lot more focused. So like, if I need to get something done, or if I want to work on something, that it's okay to just work on that one thing. I would say before I was probably, yeah, like all over the place. I'd be like, right, I'm doing that and I'm doing that, and like all my fingers have to be in all the pies, and I just have to keep being busy and busy and busy. But being busy doesn't even equate to success, and being busy doesn't mean happiness. And I feel like, especially in London, because I have family in Bournemouth, so I can see the differences in our lifestyles. And especially in London, I feel like we put being busy on like a pedestal. Do you know what I mean? Like if you meet up with people and they're like, so like, what's been going on? And you're like, oh my God, I've just been so busy. And it's just like amazing that you've been busy, but it's actually not very great to be busy, to be honest. And like, if you can work smarter and not harder, that is the goal. That's the ultimate dream. So yeah, I'm definitely trying to focus a lot more and just hone in on the things that I really, really want. And I think that became very clear in the lockdown, because everything else was switched off. It was like the perfect time to just focus on yourself and your dreams and what you want, what you don't want, like what's working for you, what's not working for you. Because obviously you have to think about what you were going back to as well, like the type of life that you were going to go back to.
That's a very good point.
So it was like, do I want to go back to that? After having all this time away from that, do I want to go back to that? Probably not. And so it does help you definitely just prioritize in life, for sure. It's been an eye-opener, I would say.
Definitely. And one thing that I liked what you said in particular was really focusing on one thing, and kind of working on that to the best of your ability before you move on to other things. Because I feel that in today's society, like you said, being busy is kind of like the norm. And what you do? Oh, I'm so busy. It's like people feel good when they're busy, but when you're busy, you know, this can be very overwhelming mentally, physically, and then you can find people feeling kind of burnt out when they go to work, or feeling quite stressed, agitated with their family or their friends. But you know, when we take our time to just focus on one thing, like kind of almost do it as a project. So this is project one. I'm going to focus on this to the best of my ability. When this is done, or when this is nearly complete, I can start on project two, and kind of work your way like that. Because then once you do things like that, you'll see bigger achievements.
Yes.
As opposed to just focusing on A, B, C, D. And then, because I feel like a lot of people want instant gratification. They're very lazy in the sense of they just want that instant gratification, that instant kind of recognition, as opposed to just waiting and just, you know, focusing on one thing at a time before you keep moving on to other things. So I like when you said that. That was very important for you to say, so I enjoyed that. Okay, so what can we expect from you in the future with all your makeup hacks, your beauty treatments and everything? What can we expect from you in the future?
Well, I mean, I'm still experimenting every single day. I'm still learning every single day what I love, what I don't love. So it's just a constant growth, to be honest. I can't tell you where I'm going to be, but all I know is I'll definitely be happy. My mental health will be in a good place. I think that's like the priority for me, more than work, more than anything, is just like focusing on yourself. Because I feel like with a lot of things you need to sacrifice, like there have to be sacrifices. So if you're starting something, and I don't know, starting a business, for example, you have to put so much of yourself into that project, and something's got to give. You know, it's either going to be relationships, or it's going to be friendships, or it's going to be a social life, or it'll be your mental health kind of thing. And so my priority is to always focus on me, to be honest, and my mental health, because before you can even achieve anything, you need to be safe to reap the rewards. Do you know what I mean? There's so many people that just, I guess, lose themselves on this journey to whatever they're chasing, and then they get there and they're not in a good place, and then it's almost like all that work that they put into something is just wasted, because they're not happy. So yeah, put myself first, I think. Exercising loads and just seeing kind of like where the journey takes me, to be honest. I'm like very content with, you know, what I'm doing at the moment and life at the moment. So yeah, we'll just see where it goes, I guess.
Perfect. Well, that sounds amazing. I like the fact that you're focusing on yourself and you're putting your mental health first, because like you said, you know, on this life, on this journey, you want to ensure that you're happy and that you're enjoying every single moment of your life, and that you don't miss out on any moments because you're feeling a particular way. So thank you so much for having time for me to interview you, and yeah, continue taking care of your mental health, continue doing the amazing things that you're doing. You're inspiring everybody, and keep in touch.
Oh, thanks so much. And before I go, I didn't ask you how your mental health was in the lockdown. Actually,
you know what, it's been really, really good, and I kind of feel like the interviews that I've been doing, speaking to new people, I've just been learning so much from other people and kind of writing my little notes on what they've been doing and trying to implement it into my routine. Actually, I've learned a lot from other people. I've got great opportunities as well, actually, magazines, more interviews, so it's been really good, and I've kind of taken my time and kind of practiced, you know, doing things as and when I can and not putting too much pressure on myself. So yeah, I've been good, thank you.
That's amazing. And these lives, like, I guess this has been born from lockdown as well.
Yes, these lives were born from lockdown, and it's so amazing the people that I've had on the lives who I've interviewed, because they've been amazing. And I know that if COVID wasn't happening, people would have been busy. So it's nice to kind of get these lives in and kind of talk to new people and kind of build that connection and hopefully inspire many people. So it's been really, really good. I've enjoyed it.
Amazing. Well done, because you're doing a great job.
Thank you so much. And yeah, speak to you soon.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
No worries. Bye.
Bye.
Thank you guys for tuning in to today's live with Kesha. I hope you enjoyed today's interview. I will be doing interviews, as you know, every Wednesday and Sundays now. So stay tuned for my next interview, and I'll see you soon.